Hey guys, this is Kiato here. So, pretty big news has occurred recently today, and of course you guys can see it from the title above, but Horimiya's manga is pretty much concluding next month in the month of March with its final chapter. And before we get started into this article and topic, I just want to quickly say that I have been pronouncing this series wrong the entire time ever since I got started. I've been calling the series Horiyama for some odd reason, not Horimiya, and finally correcting myself all these years. Just seeing the manga ending now is just like, damn. So getting started to this article here, pretty much from Anime News Network as well as My Anime List. The month of 2021 issue of G Fantasy magazine revealed on Thursday that Hiro and Daisuke Hagiwara's Horimiya, that pretty much after its 9.5-year run, that the series is pretty much concluding in its April issue, or actually the April issue will publish its final chapter on March 18th. Kind of wild seeing how the manga is pretty much wrapping up next chapter, and not gonna lie, throughout the couple of chapters, I would say like past 5-6 chapters or so, it kind of was leading up to that point. At the same time, it didn't really like say it bluntly in your face. You know, the latest chapter of Horimiya's chapter 123, it's just kind of like wild to see, like, damn, that literally just like happened. They're pretty transparent about like saying like, oh yeah, the end is pretty much wrapping up right now. Not gonna lie though, we literally just got the anime not too long ago, and now we're being hit by the news of the manga pretty much ending next month. It kind of feels like your parents finally buying you that video game that you've been asking for all these weeks that your friends are playing, just to be hit with the news after being told like, oh, by the way, we're actually moving next month to a different state. So yeah, that's the reason why we bought you that video game. It's like, what the fuck? Like I said before, the previous chapters, they kind of like led towards that direction that the series was ending, but it was kind of transparent up till chapter 123 when they just hit you with that news. Now, this series has been one of the longest titles that I've been following for years. As I mentioned before, this series has been going on for 9.5 years, but it is undoubtedly the best rom-com slice of life series in my book. And you know, I do love the aspect how they focus on the love and relationship in the very beginning, in the first 30-35 chapters or so, and then just shift the movement to more so all the other characters around with the interaction and just the relationship and just, you know, the enjoyments of high school life and, you know, friendships around. I know many people will not enjoy that and they would say it's filler, but it's the good kind of filler. I mean, you know, I love its like character interactions, their personalities, and sometimes their character developments with each other. And I honestly felt like this manga had so much to offer because it didn't really have much of a story, like I said before. And sometimes just the chapters are random as hell. Like, I remember there's a chapter that just pretty much talked about a sleepover, another chapter that focused on ear cleaning and massages, and, you know, just reading it just made me enjoy it. And I know that people are going to say that the series got dragged on too much, and, you know, I can understand because not a lot of people want to read a series that drags on, but to be fair, like I mentioned, the story development of, you know, the characters' love kind of just ended around like the 30 chapter mark, 35 chapter mark. So people could have ended reading it there. And this series did continue on up to 100 or chapter 123. So, you know, people could have been burnt out. They could have just stopped reading anytime. But there's such a huge fan base that continues reading it on just because they enjoy the, like I mentioned before, the character interactions, the personalities, and just like the fun, enjoyable chapters. And that's kind of the reason why Horimiya's I guess Mal rating is like above 8, which usually that's kind of rare occurrence for like a love series, because usually it goes below like 7.5 or 7.4 through my experience of seeing like ratings. So this series getting above an 8 and still maintain that rating in Mal is just unbelievably amazing. All I can say is at least it did not go the nisekoi route, and I'm a fan of nisekoi, but nisekoi actually dragged on where there was a story that was trying to be focused on, where it focused on the story beginning, so much filler in the end, and then, you know, story in pretty much the next 20 chapters or so. Like for Horimiya, the story was pretty much wrapped up once they got in a relationship or so in the beginning, and then just moved on to pretty much just the interaction, just the fillers, and just like enjoying the aspects of daily high school lives of these characters. If it went that nisekoi route, that probably would have left a more bad taste in my mouth, because honestly that's where you would like continue on, just read the story plot and you expect the story to continue on to reach where, you know, where you want to see like, oh, they get in a fight, they break up, and that's where the story is going to be reaching its climax. And like, no, I don't want to follow the same storyline that so many other titles have been following for years. Horimiya's storyline, there's not much of a storyline, but I absolutely love it, what the direction of the series was going in the first place. But yeah, find it funny how the second to last chapter pretty much literally just states that it is the final chapter now. And yeah, thanks for telling us. Chapter 123. So yeah, another amazing series, Horimiya, ending next month in March with its Square Enix monthly G Fancy issue, with Horimiya being the front cover, as well as having an opening color page. So seeing this series go makes my heart kind of hurt. And after that, it's going to be Attack on Titan in April, from what I recall. You know, all good must come to an end. So, you know, I'll be saying these exact same words when in a few years when One Piece finally wraps up as well. Anyways, this is Kiyato signing off. I hope you guys did enjoy the video and pretty much enjoy what I had to say. And if you guys had a different opinion or like your own thoughts and opinions on your feelings of this, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear and, you know, interact with you guys. But anyways, hope to catch you guys in my next video, and stay safe out there. See ya.